Great. So we'll start with the roller down your mat. Take it right down the middle of your spine. Make sure tailbone is supported and then also your head. If you need an extra pad under your head to make your neck comfortable, go ahead and grab something, either a folded towel, you can fold up a mat and take it over the top of the roller. A ball between the thighs is useful to help you stabilize yourself here. Feet a little in front of your knees and ground your feet with the heels, the balls of the big toes and the balls of the pinky toes here. If you're really connecting through a triangle with a tripod base through each foot. Hug the ball gently to feel your inner thighs and the central axis of your body aligned on top of your roller. Arms outstretched, back of the hands to the ground, and then just rock a little bit from one side to the other. Massaging out the space between your shoulder blades and giving yourself a nice reach across the front of the chest. As you go from side to side, the hip and the armpit dipping down and the back curving around your roller. Enjoy that stretch in your upper chest. Also get a little massage here at the sacrum and into the SI joint area, which is great to take tension out of that area as well. Just find your breath, breathing in nice and slow and deep. And exhale calmly, extending the exhale as long as possible to help calm down your nervous system. You can notice the shift of weight in your feet. And how the weight changes as you reverse direction, go to the other side. The neck and the waist are floating off of the roller. Be aware of that space and then also be aware of the weight where your body is connecting to the roller and to the ground. And then we'll come center. And now lift the arms up, hug the air above your chest. It's a nice embrace in, gather the air in above you. Exhale, pull the arms out slowly. Go down a little slower than gravity wants to pull them to the floor, and then rise again. Inhale, lifting up. And then exhale and releasing out and down. As you lower the arms, they straighten, you reach out through your fingers. You can touch the floor with your fingertips, do that. You can touch the back of your hands to the ground, rising again. Almost like ballet arms here, and then pull it open and down. Should feel really good to pull the scapula and the shoulder blades around the roller, embracing that. And then we lift the arms once more. And exhale, and the arms descend slowly. We'll inhale on the way up, we'll exhale on the way down. Now we inhale and lift the arms up to the ceiling, straighten the arms, point the fingers to the ceiling. And exhale to pull the blades down, settling the shoulders around the roller. Inhale, the arms rise, you shrug the shoulder blades off the roller. You can feel the spine sink into it, and then exhale with the collarbones open as the blades softly fall, drop towards the ground. Arms rise on the inhale. Full breath in, expanding the lungs, expanding the abdominal wall, and then exhale, everything gets together as the arms slowly float down to the ground. And again, using the full inhale to lift up, and then the full exhale to release down. Be aware of how this is changing the width of your back as the arms go up, and how it broadens the front of your body as the arms descend. Going up, I like to think of the collarbones smiling up at their edges, and then they release out of that to go wide across the chest and maybe even drop down a little bit as the blades sink too. One more time. You stretch the space between your shoulder blades, and then you embrace the roller with those blades. Now turn the palms forward and exhale, lengthen the arms down your side, parallel to the roller, to your torso. We inhale to lift the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, reach the arms back by your ears. Hold the ribs grounded, no additional arch in the spine. And now lifting the arms here to the ceiling in parallel. Exhale all the way forward and down. Arms rise up on the inhale and stretch back behind you on the exhale. Lift the arms again. And exhale all the way forward and down. And we do that again. If your chest is tight, you may want to take the hands a little wider than just shoulder width. Wherever kind of feels comfortable in the shoulders is where you want to be. Just move at the range of motion that works for you, right? Inhale to lift, exhale to stretch back. Feet are still stable, you're still hugging the ball, keeping the body not motionless, but on top of the roller, right? There's always going to be a little bit of movement there. And now let's just bring your hands to your shoulders, pull the elbows in, and you have to lift the elbows up. Hey there. Exhale around and down. Scoop the air up with your arms. Exhale, open the elbows wide like the wings, and then you pull them in close to your body. With this movement, you can move the shoulder blades underneath you on top of the roller to get a little bit more of a deep tissue massage here through the upper back and shoulder. This will also help your neck. You pull the elbows away, like the neck. And you can relax as the shoulders kind of lift with the elbows. We'll do one more like this. Nice and slow, one full breath for every circle. Complete your circle, complete the breath, and reverse. Out to the side on the inhale, exhale, up, forward, around, and in on that longer exhale. The shorter the inhale, the longer the exhale, the more your nervous system will calm down and relax. So everyone can use a little break and a chance to de-stress. And we circle again. Nice calm movement. Only work in the range, again, that feels good in the joints, good in the muscles. You want to feel that they're stretching, that they're working, but not that you're forcing them anywhere. And one more circle, one more breath. At the end of the exhale, extend the arms forward, reach the fingers towards the end of your mat. And you inhale to lift the arms up and press back with the arms. Exhale, circle wide around and forward. Cut through the air with the edges of your hands and then turn the palms down. Arms lift, they rise to the sky, they reach back. You feel the stretch front, back, and side through your waist. And then open wide, spread the palms open, reach to your fingertips. Rotate the palms down. We do that once more. Going up and the arms float back, or out. Reach a little further each time. Now we're going to reverse, so palms up, circle out and back. The arms lengthen behind you, exhale. Push the air out of your lungs as you press the arms forward and down. Palms up to circle. Press back behind you, exhale, and dive it forward and left. Palms up to circle here. Exhale, let it out of your lungs. Belly just deep to help engage the transverse abdominal muscle. One more here. And exhale all the way forward and down. If you're using a ball, you can take that out from between your legs, place it aside, and then we slide off of the roller. We'll take it across under the shoulder blades and lean back into sort of a lounging position here with the roller, on the ribs, a little below the scapular tips. Now support your head with your hands, elbows up and slightly in. You're going to exhale and hold the elbows together and down towards the belly. Elbows up, inhale to lay back. Look up at the ceiling and behind you, let the elbows fall, you open the chest, your head rests in your hands. Exhale, coming forward and up and then in. Elbows down and in here. Inhale, take it back. Your claws towards the ground and a controlled descent here. And then lift it. You lift the head, you tip the chin to your chest. Then you pick the head up, bending the neck, the upper back, the mid back. The tail pulls up too, and then back again. Enjoy this feeling, arching the spine. Drill in the place to give you exactly the curve in your spine that you want. And then coming up, exhaling. Pump the air out of your lungs with this flexion, this movement. And now we'll lift the hips up, still support the head. And you're going up and down, pushing and pulling with your legs. You can curl up as the roller approaches the base of the rib cage. And then you lift your hips and drop your head as you go into extension with your shoulders on the roller. So when the roller is low towards your waist, but still in the ribs, your inflection. When the knees go forward and you drop your head, you lift your hips, your shoulders are on the roller. your head hangs down. And again, in flexion, pull the elbows together to widen the shoulder blades on your back, and that gives you more curve in the upper back. And then we go to extension, you lay the head back, your elbows widen and sink, and that gives you more stretch through your chest. Just do one more like this. Exhale and push into that flexion, that massage, down the full length of your rib cage, of your thoracic spine, and then arch. It falls back. You want to have a good grip on it, right? So that you feel that your head is supported and the weight is not too much for your neck. And then you come back to lower your hips down. And we'll come up to sitting and take the roller underneath the legs to bring it then underneath your sacrum, underneath your hips. So lower down, we pull the hips up, roll right across the base of the sacrum, that big triangular bone. Here, the top of the glutes. And then holding the roller in position, pull your knees into your chest. We're just going to start the knee sway. So you bring the knees over to the right, turn your head easy to the left, spiral as much as you can, keeping the left shoulder blade into the floor. Exhale to come back to center, knees and hips point to the ceiling. And now the knees glide to the left, you turn your head to the right. And again, the right shoulder stays rounded, the right shoulder blade on the mat. Exhale, you can push down and in with your arms on the roller to sort of activate the upper abdominals here. And then we go completely over to the right with the legs. This should be giving you a good massage across sort of the center or the top of the glutes. And then exhale, come back to center here. And we go over to the left of the knees, to the right of the knees. There's a diagonal stretch that happens here in the abs and in the back. But try to think of picking up the left hip to bring the knees over to the right. So instead of leading with the knees, let's work through the core. So you can pick up the right hip bone to bring the legs up to the ceiling and over. The body's going to act differently depending on what you're thinking about. And exhale, pull back to center. And then we'll extend the legs up to the ceiling, some point. And scissors, right leg back, left leg forward. Stretch the back of one leg, the front of the other hip. And then we sweep the legs in arcs in opposite directions to switch. Inhale for one movement and exhale for the next. Just breathe through this. Not over pointing the feet. You want to have a soft foot and energy through sort of the center of the metatarsals, those are the balls of your feet, between the toes and the arches. And try to keep the legs parallel, maybe about 4 inches apart, as they track in your own plane here in line with the hip joint. It's really common if the outside of your hips are tight. Yes, if the thighs are tight, the legs will want to drift out sideways laterally. And we're trying to avoid that. We're trying to keep the balance of the muscles in the leg as we work. Do one more switch. And then lifting legs up to the ceiling. If you need to re-establish, the roller, you bend your knees, lower your feet, and then lift your hips up and pull it to a different position. So next from here, actually rotate, side splits, the legs pull apart. And exhale, lift and close together. We'll do that again, opening sideways through space. Exhale, work the upper inner thighs to close the heels. And let the legs open again. Gravity helps pull them open, stretching the inner thigh line. Exhale to close. And just one more here. Pull it apart, reach out for the feet. And exhale, lift to close. Now left leg stays up, the right leg is out to the side. Hold your hips steady on the roller. You're rocking to one side. Exhale and drag that right leg up to the top. And now it stays stable and the left leg reaches out. So in a lot of the Pilates exercises, we're moving the limbs away from center to work our core as it keeps the body grounded, stable. Doesn't mean it's not working. In fact, it's working a lot. You have to find the oppositional force to prevent the body from tipping over. So here as the left leg goes out, it's a lot of your right side of your body has to work through the arms, through the obliques. And here we'll do one more set. The right leg goes out. See where you feel this movement in your core, not just in your leg. And then drag it all the way up. And then with the right leg up, the left leg moves sideways, out and down. And pull it right back up. And now into bicycle. The right leg goes forward and down, left one pulls in, and then the left one's lifting as the right one pulls in. Ideally, you're going to try to stretch for the ceiling, down the wall, let your toes touch the floor, skate them in, and then you bring the other one forward and turn. So we focus on the stretch and the reach across the hip, and then also when the leg comes back, the lengthening of the hamstring. And then we'll reverse when you're ready to. The leg skates forward, you pick it up, and the other one's going forward, that one's contracting. Just take up as much space as you can in the room with the movement of your legs. It's like you're a child riding your older sibling's bicycle. You have to really reach into the pedals. Do one more breath here. And then we can lift both feet up. And then bend your knees into your chest. Lower the feet down as you exhale. Hips up in a bridge. And we slide the lower abs underneath. Good. And then from here, we're coming up into our upper curls. So let's come up to sitting. Pull one knee in, one forward and up. And we'll start sitting upright. Arms can extend forward. Begin with the pelvic tuck to curve back and down. Your tail goes up. The sacrum rolls into the mat. Work your body down. You're only going to the base of the rib cage, the tip of the scapula. You put your back into the ground. And then you pull one leg, then the other leg in. Arms lower at your side. You can extend the legs up or keep them bent. And start pumping the arms. Inhaling for 5 beats. Exhale for the next 5. Ideally, 10 sets of that makes 100. Over, I don't count, so we're going to estimate this. So you press the legs into each other nice and tight here. If it's not enough work for your low abs, just stretch the legs out, forward, and down until you feel that work in your abdominals without arching the spine. Steady beat here. Just bother your head. You can take one hand to support your head, and then the other one. Alternating here. Or you can always lay your head down and take the legs up higher or closer in. You continue the deep full breath in and then out with the pumping of the arms, assisting the filling and emptying of your lungs. Just go for one more breath. The arms skim along the sides of your body, narrow them in together in the upper abs. And then fold the knees into your chest, lay down. Your feet can lower, arms extend, legs extend. Turn your head easy from one side to the other. We're moving into a roll up next. So if you want to use either ankle weights here for your feet, bare band for around your feet and holding it in your hands, that's great. Otherwise, you can bring the arms up to the ceiling, back towards the ears without arching the spine. We start bringing the arms up, lifting the head, neck, and chest. Exhale. Pull your body forward. First one's the hardest. Great. And then dive forward. Bend your knees if you need to get the stretch you're looking for in your spine. C-curve back. And then we roll it back, reach forward through your heels, through the soles of your feet. The arms lower makes it easier to control. The arms higher gives it more challenge. You work your spine down each vertebra one after the next into the ground. And then yawn the body open, stretch it long. And now we lift to come up again. Chin to chest, look down to your midline, pull your head up, you lift like the wave out of the ocean. The top of your head reaches forward and pull the waist back. You're rounding yourself over a beach ball here. And now the tail rises through the legs, curve back. You're working for a curved spine as you lay down one vertebra after the next. Suspend your body in midair and then bring it down slowly. Sequence the spine to the ground. The arms reach back behind you. Let's do one more like this. Bring the arms up. Shoulder blades settle. Lift the head, neck, and chest. Exhale before you need it. Coming forward, trying to not just use momentum to lift and gravity to lower. We're keeping that control all the way forward. And now all the way back. Curve yourself into the ground. Feel every inch of your abs work to release you to the ground. And then let's circle the arms around and pull your right knee into your chest. Have it in tight here. And take a moment to circle the knee on the hip so that you're circulating the finger on the socket. And reverse your circles. We're just oiling up that joint a little bit and letting the muscles start to work here around the hip. And then reach your TheraBand. We'll take the band around the center of the ball of that right foot. Lift the leg up to the ceiling. The other leg remains long here on the mat. You can pull the leg up. Hopefully it should be close to vertical. If it's too low and that feels like it's uncomfortable for your back, just bend the knee and bring the leg back far enough that you feel the stretch in the hamstring. We could do a couple of point flexes. Inhale to point, exhale to flex, roll through the foot. Articulating that. The elbows slide forward so your shoulders are releasing your neck, lengthening the neck as the elbows move towards the other end of the mat. We end with the soft point and we circle. Inhale across the body, keeping the pelvis grounded and heavy. The leg circles down, out to the side, and external rotation, up to the ceiling, neutral. So the right side is heavy before the leg moves left. That really stretches out the outer thigh. Go low and now rotate externally. The left side of the body presses into the floor as you bring the right leg up and around to the top. So you reach again. Ideally, it's a short inhale for a quarter of the circle and then a long exhale for the last 3/4. That is in order for us to really feel the abdominal contraction here, low, deep inside at the lowest level of the abdominal wall. So we'll do one more like this. Enjoy it, feel the stretch. Think of your feet floating out, going to a little further distance, spiraling away from the pelvis. Come up to the top and reverse. Actually rotate, left side heavy. The right leg reaches right, it goes forward. The elbows are grounded, the upper arms are pressing into the mat. Start with that deep, sweet inhale and then the long, slow exhale. Release the air from your lungs out into the air above you. And then breathe in fully, completely again. You have to focus on a lot of different things. It keeps your mind active but calm to be checking in with the body. Also keeps the rest of your body safe while you're doing your Pilates exercises. We go again. Stretch on out into the band. Let the band support the weight of your leg, but also give you a goal to stretch into. And one last circle. The leg rotates externally, back to neutral, internally, and back up to neutral at the top. We pause there and then just into the band, go into your right hand. If you need a little bit more support, yes, of course, both hands can hold the band. So we're bringing the right leg out to the side. The left hip is still grounded. Bring the leg out to the side and give it a little rocking pulse here. Nothing too fast or too violent, right? This is your body. We want to use care. Be considerate. And then exhale to pull the leg up to the ceiling. Switch hands. Cross it over, lifting the hip, the waist, the ribs, lifting the shoulder blade down. Right arm extends out as you look over the fingertips. And then you rotate your right leg internally so the thigh pulls the kneecap and the toes towards the floor. You can pull that leg a little closer to your left shoulder if you feel like you're working into that stretch. Exhale, unwind from the left shoulder to the waist to the right glute to bring the leg up to the sky, and then pull that leg back in towards your shoulder. Fold the knee into your body, embrace it in, and we take that leg out. Pull it tight, a little compression here if that feels okay for your knee. And then you can slide the right leg forward down the mat. Shake out both legs, give them a little wiggle, a little shake, and then let them relax. And also let them rotate externally, right? Just whatever they feel comfortable with. Notice the difference in position and length and weight and energy. So here we'll pull the left leg in, hug it tight, release it a little bit, and you start circling that knee. You want to release a little bit of the tension in the hips. Just think about how much have you been sitting so far today? Probably more than you really wanted to. And then let's reverse the circles. And even if you weren't sitting, probably the movements you were doing were not really that varied. And then we pull them in and true bend. So you want the band wide on the ball of the foot and the arch. Reach the foot up towards the ceiling, up towards the sky. And give it a stretch. Knee bend is necessary to prevent strain in the back of the knee or the sits bone attachments. And you point and flex, double toe, triple heel. Check that your shoulders are relaxed as you pull the elbows forward towards your waist, towards your hips. And we'll end with the self plank and begin the circle. Self plank moves across the body with the left hip grounded. Reach out long and low. Externally rotate out, around, up to the ceiling. Bring the leg high at the top of the movement. And stretch. Continuously through this, but also focusing on stability of your body into the mat. Wherever it's touching the floor, keep grounding it, keep pressing it into the surface of your mat. That's especially true of the opposite hip from the legs movement. But you can actually use anything on the right side of the body to help it stay stable against the weight of the left leg moving to the left. Short inhale, long exhale. Let the air move in and out of your lungs, in and out of your body. To support this movement of your leg, we'll do one last circle here. Pivoting from your elbows. Lift the leg high and reverse. Inhale out to the side and then exhale long. You're going to run out of breath at the top of the movement for the maximum abdominal engagement. Reaching out again. Rotation of the legs should be smooth. And if by any chance you have one of those things they call a snapping hip, that just happens like when one of the tendons is tight and sort of glides over, someplace it normally wouldn't be. This will help this because as long as you reach out into the band and stretch, you'll create more space in the joint, more lengthen the muscles. And my experience has been that eventually that snapping will stop, which is good. It doesn't really hurt when it happens. It's just a little unnerving. Let's take the leg out to the left, forward and around, over to the right and lift it here. And now we'll do the side stretch. So left hand holds the band and you open the leg out to the left again without tipping the right side of the body off the floor. In fact, you might want to try to rotate into the ground more with your right side and then pull the leg out again. Rock that left leg towards your shoulder and away. Exhale, we lift it up to the sky and switch hands. And bring it across the body as the left arm stretches along the floor. Reach all the limbs long. And rotate your left leg internally to get more stretch into the glute, into the hip, into the low back. And we unroll, we pull the hip down, lift the leg up, give it a little tug here for additional stretch in the back line. Fold it into your body, and we'll take the band off the foot and hug the leg in. Just one more little bit of compression here. Be sure the knee is on board with that. And then we stretch the leg forward. Yes. Feels so good, so different, so happy and relaxed. So here we'll pull the right knee in, lift the left foot up to the ceiling. We're rocking forward and up for rolling with the ball. Lift your head and pull yourself forward. Use your core to come up to sitting in the front of your mat. You always use the ball here between your thighs. Wrap your hands around your shins. Easier to take your hands behind the back of the hamstrings here. And into your belly, the tail curls up, you round your back more, elbows forward and wide. Lift your tail, roll just the shoulder blades, exhale, come right back up to your balance. And try to see if you can roll in a straight line down the middle of your mat, and then in that straight line along the middle of the mat coming forward. That means that your right and left side will look equally here. So, symmetry is one of our goals for better alignment, for more strength and flexibility. When you're out of alignment, you don't allow yourself to have the potential strength and flexibility that your body holds. You roll back and come forward. If you need extra padding for your back, you can add more pads to it. You can also do like a mini roll. You can just rock back a little bit, find your core, find your balance, and then rock forward a little bit. And that is one of the things we often do like with postpartum women or people new to Pilates who just really want to feel their super low abs. That's another option. Just try it if you want to. So you curl the tail up without falling. It's a good balancing skill. And then exhale forward a little bit. All right, so now we're moving into the ab series. So your right hand is still on the right ankle. Your left hand goes to the shin below the right knee. You roll back, lift the left leg, pull your torso into your upward curl, and then pull the knee in tight to your chest. Inhale, we switch the legs. Left hand to left ankle, switch the legs again, right hand to right ankle. Pull the body up to the legs. I mean, if you're struggling with your neck, you can lay your head down. Just remember, you may need to take the leg that extends away from you higher in the air, so it's not too much for your back when your head is down. You push up with your shin, down with your hands, to get more work on the inside line of your arms into your chest. And we'll pull both knees in, one hand to each shin, double leg stretch. The arms and legs lift for the sky. You circle the arms around and pull the legs in, pull the knees into your chest. Looking down your midline continuously, arms reach upwards, reach out, circle around. Now it's really tempting to just throw your arms back, but only take the arms as far back as you can maintain that upper curl and then embrace everything back into a little ball here. I like to imagine being suspended from my fingers, from my toes, hammock your body, and then embrace it all together. We'll do one last one to reach, circle around and embrace, and then lay your head down. Lower your feet, arms out to the side. And here, let's just cross your right leg over the left one. And let the knees fall over to the left, turning it to the right, keeping the right shoulder blade down. We'll take a little break from the ab series here. And then pull it back to center. Keep the same cross of your leg. Now the knees go to the right and you turn your head to the left. Exhale, come back to center after feeling that stretch. Uncross the legs, recross. Now the left one is on the right one. And let's start going to the right with the knees to the left of the gaze. Exhale, unwind, come back to center. And now knees go left, gaze turns right. Diagonal stretch across the back and the hips. And exhale, come back to center. So uncross the legs and we'll pull them in, rock forward and up. So you can roll back into your very best upper up curl or scissors. So you can hold onto your legs or you can extend the arms forward, but you're rolling back to your upper up curl. Dig the heels into the ground, work your spine down. And then we can take your right leg up, hands to the back of the leg as high as you can reach, and the left leg forward. Inhale, we switch the legs, they pass in midair. We did this earlier on the roller, now you get to do it with the support of your arms, pulling the leg back, and having the chance to work into those upper abdominals. I know you're delighted with that, right? And here we go, again, coming up nice and high with the head. Pull the leg back, feel the good stretch in the hamstring. But you're not forcing it, but you're giving it a little bit of assistance. We're going to end with the left leg up. Bring the right leg up too, and then bring your hands to support the base of the skull. Pull the head up and the elbows down and forward. Now here, be super careful with your weight of your legs. You're going to slide the legs forward a little bit, and exhale, bring them up. So you would have the option, you could lay your head down and then use a hairband around your feet to bring them forward and still get the work in your abs, and then go ahead and lift. So we do that again. Or if for you, you would rather just do like one leg at a time and feel that work asymmetrically, that's also a good place to start. You want to do what's right for your body, not worry about what everyone else is doing. Okay, and then we fold the knees in, and we're going to rest down just for a second. I think some of you did a lot of those. All right, So we're coming up against your upright curl. Pull your right knee into your chest, the left leg forward and out, and twist to the right leg. And then twist to the left as you switch your legs. So you come forward and up, use the oblique abdominals to work into the twist here. Try to come up towards the tip of your scapula with the one on the ground. And then pull your armpit towards the inner thigh. It's not really about just pulling the elbow across the body. You want a little bit of flexion here at the shoulder in order to roll and still get that curve in your back. Do one more set. And then come back to center to rest. Stretch the legs forward. Reach the arms behind you. So that lengthening through the abdominal wall. We're all grateful for that right now. Take a deep breath in and exhale completely. Now we roll up for spine stretch. So you lift the arms, lift the head, neck, and chest. Hands to your legs if you need it. Pull yourself up. And then you open the legs, extend the arms forward. This is a place where you may want to sit on a yoga block or two to elevate your hips if your hamstrings are tight. So you push down with your arms, you look up with your chest, gaze on the horizon, look down, bring the head out forward and over in a curve, bend your spine, horseshoe on your side. That's the shape you're thinking of as you curve your body through space. Then press through the legs, sink through the sit bones, and stack the spine all the way up high to top. Just as wide here. Look down and dive forward again. Out, over, and down. The shoulder blades widen in your back as you bend your spine. The ribs moving backwards in space as you pull forward over your legs. Press down through your feet. Of course, you can have your knees bent as much as you need to free the mobility of your spine. And let's go down again one last time. The head pulls you forward, the waist pulls you back. And then hold on to whatever you can reach. And suck the back into the wall behind you just a little bit more to increase the stretch that you feel. You're stacking the spine up on to top. And then if you're on a block, come off of it. And we move into open leg balance and rocker. So here, you are, of course, welcome to take your hands behind your thighs. You're even welcome to have your toes to the ground. As you advance, the hands come inside the legs. You lift the feet off the ground to your balance point. In either case, we're going to extend the right leg up, stretch it here, get the length in the back of the leg to your capacity. That's good. And then bring it on down, connect the edges of the feet together. Now the left leg goes up and extends. And then you pull it back down. Very nice. And then the right leg again. Reach up. Exhale to bring it down. And then the left. Good balance, everyone. Very nice. Pull it down. Now both legs. So both legs up and out. Now big. Pull it back down. And we'll do two more. Inhale to lift. And exhale to fold. Last one. We'll take it up. Hold it there and then roll. Reach it up. Maybe the hands slide a little bit more to the back and the outside of your legs. Narrow the legs so they're just shoulder width. You look at your abs, you curl the tail up, just shift your weight, and let's start to move it back to your shoulders. Exhale forward and up to your balance. So you roll back. And exhale, come up. Look at your abs all the time. If you look up to the ceiling, maybe it's rolling exercises, your back will flatten and then you can't roll. But keep looking down your nose at your abdominal wall. And then roll one more time. Come up to your balance point. Close the legs, you can bend the knees, and then we're rolling back for corkscrew. Option here, you can take the TheraBand around both feet. So we roll back, work your spine down into the mat, and then you fold one leg in and the other. Press the legs together, engage the inner thighs, and extend the legs up to the ceiling. From here, we're trying to keep the hips grounded as you tip the legs over to the right. Exhale forward and around. Now the right side gets heavy as the legs spin out to the left, come up to the ceiling. So it's a small circle basically. Just feeling the shift in weight from one side of the sacrum to the other. While you're reaching your feet softly for the sky, still be aware of what's happening here with the weight shift around the SI joints. If you need the knees bent in order to keep the legs like sort of vertical, totally do that, right? We don't want the legs doing this way out low like that because that can be really treacherous for your back. So keep them high, even if it means that they're not straight. Use the TheraBand to help support the weight of the legs is also a good idea. This is something that's relatively new for you. And we end going from left to right. All right, fold the knees in. We're gonna roll forward and up to come up for salt. So here again, elevate your hips. If your back line and your hamstrings are tight, and we sit upright, arms extend out and slightly forward with the chest. Reach long through your fingers, lift up with your heart. We'll rotate to the right first, spiraling and then diving, bringing the left outer hand to the outside of the right leg. And look behind you, lift that back arm up and reach it long behind on the diagonal. Pull yourself up, center here, and then spin to the left. You can bend your knees as you go over. If it gives you more flexibility in your spine, that's a good trade-off. We're going to lift to come upright, center, and do it again. A lot of the success of Pilates comes from being intelligent about the modifications so that your body can enjoy the work and benefit from it. If you only try to look like the pictures you see on Instagram, you're not going to have a very long and happy Pilates career. Some of those people were professional dancers or gymnasts, or just if they're doing Pilates for 20 years or whatever. And so we always want to start where you enjoy the stretches, you feel safe doing them, and you understand like the concepts and what we're trying to accomplish here. It's good, and that'll make you more flexible than rather than trying to get it to an impossible position with your body. Right? Okay, so after saw, legs together, let's use your roller for swan. So you're going to flip over and take the arms over the roller. Extend the arms out. And then here, the roller is halfway between your elbows and your wrists. Pull the shoulders down your back so your chest is forward. Lift up into the back extension. Pelvis is pressing into the ground. You're going to feel the stretch in the abdominal wall and then zip your belly into the mat from the bottom to the top. And then we do that again. So pull the blades down your back, heart rises here, look up, and slowly roll it out. The roller's movement across the floor helps your spine understand what it's like to sequence on and off the ground. Let's do that one more time. Chest rises through, heart up here, and slowly on down. And then we'll sit back in a child's pose. If that's not for your knees, land your back and pull your knees into your chest. Just breathe into your back anywhere your body feels tight. Just give it a moment to stretch. And then stack your spine from the bottom to the top. We're going to move into shoulder bridge here. So we'll flip over onto your back. Just push the roller away. And it can be useful for hamstrings to take the ball between your thighs. And then we'll roll the spine down into the ground again. So use every opportunity to work through that abdominal work. And you can start with the feet relatively close into your sits bones. Arms lengthen forward, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Look up and back. We start with a pelvic curl. So you curve the tail up, pull the tail forward and out between the knees as you lift the hips up the back to the ceiling. And then at the top of the movement, we're going to push the top of the shoulders down and roll slightly to the outer arm to pull the blades together to lift the chest a little higher and then boost the hips a little higher using your glutes and opening the hips. Don't let the knees flare out. Imagine you're still hugging the ball here between your thighs. Now, we'll roll to the inner arm in order to let the scapula broaden and then you can go down through the upper part of the spine. Try to drape your back into the mat, one vertebra, 1 inch after another. Starting at the top, release your back down. You want to snake your way into the ground here. And as you roll over the sacrum and sink the tail, ending up with that neutral pelvis, you feel your waist float off the ground. And we'll begin again with the pelvic tuck. Curl the tail forward and up. You'll feel the lower abdominal contracting here. And then start to press through your feet, the knees glide forward, directly out over the toes. You lift first into a plank, and then you press down through the top of the shoulders, slight roll to the outer arm, palms are still on the mat, and you lift the heart, and then you boost the hips up. You'll feel a lot of work in this back line, right? Glutes and hamstrings. Don't let this feet roll to the outer edges. Keep the inner edges of your feet there to activate the inside line of your thighs. And then we're going to roll the shoulders up a little bit, work through the inner arms slightly. There's a little bit more weight on the thumb side of the hands. And then come down, drape your body into the floor, iron it out, all the way down, and release the tail. We're going to go up and then do just a knee extensions. Just practice first. If you're using the ball, still hug it. Pull the thighs together, keep your spine on the ground, and just extend the right leg forward, straighten the knee. The thighs are still in the same plane, and then you bend the knee and replace that foot down underneath it. Good. And now for the left side. So the left foot skates forward. You hold the thighs exactly in alignment. Hopefully I can't see them, but, and then we're bending that down. Slide the foot in, it comes back into position just where it started. Do that one more time. So this is just a knee extension. You hold the thigh bone in the same position in space while you extend the lower leg and then flex at the knee to bring the foot back where it began. And now for the left. When you lift that leg, can you feel how your left arm naturally presses a little bit harder into the ground? And then slide that foot back and underneath you. Good, because we're going to do the same thing with the hips in the air. So here, if you're not using a ball, maybe grab one. I just did. It'll help you feel more secure there and help you keep the legs in the right position. So beginning here with the pelvic tuck, curl the tail up, press the knees forward. You can lift into the plank and also up into extension. Now put your weight into that left foot, spread it wide and push down. Extend the right leg forward. Thighs still in alignment, and then when you bend the knee, you'll be able to tell because there'll just be room for the foot to go down in position. Then put weight into the right leg, lift up through your right glute in particular, and then extend the left leg out. And then pull it back down. We want to build strength into this three-limbed bridge, right? So that you can work your way into doing the kicks without like dropping your hips down on the side where you lose support. So left leg extends on the inhale. It folds back in on the exhale. Extra strengthening, extra points. If you take it out, hold it. Inhale again, and then exhale, bring it back. Do one more of those on the other side. So press into the arms, press into the right leg, lift the left one. Exhale, inhale, and then exhale, bring it back under. Hips are square. If they dropped a little, lift them now, and then we roll to the inner arm and work your spine down. Come all the way down and the ball to the side. Coming up to sitting. Look forward and up here. And I think we don't have much time left, so let's just do the climb series. So we'll go onto our right side. If you want to turn your mat so you can see me, that's sometimes helpful. You know the exercise, not to worry, just do it where you are. And you prop yourself up on your elbow, unless you need to lay your head down on your arm. And the feet are in alignment with the tailbone, with the spine, and the knees are stacked. So here we're taking your left index finger into the left hip crease, about 2.5 inches from the center of the pubic bones. And then we're going in our mind about 1 inch to 1.5 inches in, directly in towards the back of the body. There's the center of the joint. So we're going to rotate the leg up, exhale, rotate, and then bring it back down. If you work from the joint, what you're not doing is rolling back with the pelvis to pick up the knee. So you're not doing that kind of action to bring the knee up higher, right? It is where it is. And we're working to move from that position where you are in flexibility right now, but not at the expense of moving the rest of the body. So the leg comes up, an external rotation, edges of the feet together, and then bring it back down. Inhale to lift, and exhale to close. Now next, similar to what we just did in the bridges, we're going to pick up the knee, leave the thigh where it is, and extend the leg. Leaving the thigh where it is, bend the knee, bringing the edges of your feet together, and then exhale, close the clamshell. So inhale, open, exhale and extend, soft point, don't overgrip. Bend at the knee and exhale, close it down. Let's do that again. Inhale up, hip stays forward, exhale, extend the leg, reach. Inhale, bending the knee, exhale, and bring it down. It can be useful to have your hand on your hip, right? Try it there. This really will work you into the right part of the glute. Extend the leg, fold the knee, exhale, close. Now here, we're bringing the whole leg up as a unit and bring it on down. So again, the pelvis stays here as you lift the leg up to the ceiling and bring it down. Close it in, mirror image of the other leg, inhale, lift, and exhale to close. Head pushes back into your hand. The neck is long, front, back, and side. You feel that right here, like in that outer hip, the glute medius. And one more time. And lower. Excellent job, everyone. We're going to the other side. I'm going to turn around so I can still see you and see the camera. Okay. And sometimes the other side is not as comfortable as the first side. It gives you some information about your body that maybe you didn't want to know, right? And so again, you can slide your hand into the crease, point into the socket, and try to really think about keeping the hips stacked as you rotate the leg up, external rotation here, and then bring it down. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower, open the clamshell, exhale, close it here. We opened here, a little spiraling here of the muscles on the upper leg, and then bring it down and lift once more and exhale down. Now we add the leg extension. So first the knee rises, exhale, extend the leg, stretch it long, inhale, bend at the knee, replace the edges of the feet, exhale, pull the knees down. Inhale up, exhale, stretch, inhale to bend, and exhale down. Open, then extend the leg, inhale, bend, and exhale, close. One more like that. Up, reach out, soft toes, bend the knee here, and down. And now, I was taught to call the spire hydrant. Pick up the knee and the foot, and then lower down. Focus on that outer hip work. Beautiful. Inhale, lift. Exhale and lower. Do it again. You also still have your hand pressing in front of your chest, or even both hands behind the head for this whole series. Depends on how stable you are, where you need the support. All right. And now just stretch out here on your stomachs. reach out long. And then let's pull the roller across the end of your mat. And we'll extend the arms out over the roller. Just gonna do a little bit of a modified swimming here. So ears between arms, pull the shoulders down your back and start kicking the legs. Chest is up, pull it high, pull the armpits down and back. One more breath like this. And then push the roller away, sit back in your child's pose. Round your back. And then come upright, ready to seal. Another rolling exercise. So your hands go between your legs, wrap around your ankles. Balance on your sacrum. So we are going to clap here from the hips, opening, closing, exhale, 1, 2, 3. On the inhale, you roll back and balance on your shoulders and clap 1 to 3 times. So inhale to roll back, head stays off the ground, clap once, that's fine. Come up and clap 1, 2, 3. You go back and try to clap 1, 2, or 3 times. Go back here. And then forward and up. Clap at either end. If you don't want to do the part rolling onto your back, you just sit here and work on opening the hips and closing them. So we go back and forward to clap again. One more time like this. Yeah. And these often get better as you practice them, you know, like almost everything else. Yeah. So that's going to be the end of our class. So thank you guys for all coming here today. It turned out to be like a gorgeous day. So enjoy your walk back up campus or wherever you're headed. And then I hope to see you tomorrow. And if not, certainly next week. Everyone take care. Thanks for joining me.